Okay, go ahead. Are you okay if we record you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go
Can we
ahead.
get your name?
Yes, my name is Denise Cattern. I'm the Public Information Officer for the City of Chino Hills. I've worked here for 25 years and lived in the community for 26 years.
Nice. Okay, so the first question we have for you is, what is it like living in your community?
As a longtime resident, I've really seen so many changes. The population has gone from about 40,000 to close to 76,000 in those years. And in my role working for the city and living in the community, I'm aware of just the efforts that have gone into that growth. And I think that people love living in Chino Hills because we've protected open space areas. And from most places in the community, you can see open space areas. You can see hawks flying. You have a view of the mountains. We have a significant amount of open space. The community actually owns about 3,000 acres of protected open space. And we also have about 39 miles of trails and 40 parks. We have an excellent school system. And I really feel like there's a strong sense of community here, especially among residents. If you go to our concerts in the park during the summer, you'll find groups of people that seem to even have season tickets or something, because you'll always find this group of 10 families enjoying their dinner together and those kinds of things. So part of what the city has tried to do is try to create places where the community can gather, because we feel like it creates a sense of community among our residents. And I really feel like if you go to the concerts, you'll see great diversity in our community. We have lots of kids all playing together, all kinds of ethnicities. We have various different faith communities in our city, including a BAPS temple, which is really going to be a significant draw in our community. I think people love living here. If you walk around, you'll see people walking and trying to stay healthy. We have lots of boot camps in our parks and people participating in all kinds of activities to try to be healthy. So I think put all that together, it is a great place to live. We've concentrated the high density uses along the major roads and kind of gravitate out to less dense areas, so people really have access to parks and trails and not congestion. In Chino Hills, it's kind of well known that you might see someone at the stoplight. We don't have a grid system, so there aren't a billion different ways to travel through our community, so everybody in this neighborhood has to filter out this road, and it really is, I've seen it said before in political campaigns, where else does stopping at a signal become a social event? So.
Okay, that's great. So I mean, every city has their weaknesses and things of that nature. Are there any weaknesses you can point out that Chino Hills might have?
One thing that we have in Chino Hills is we have a significant amount of our construction is new in the last 20 years or so. So there was a more of a historic community that was here, and that community was not built with the same standards that the new development occurred. So we've been working for 20 years to try to make some improvements in that community. So the community that was in existence here before the city incorporated from the 70s and 80s and even earlier, they were built without storm drains and street lights and sidewalks and all those kinds of things. So we have been working to utilize grant funding to go back in those communities and build sidewalks and storm drains and get them some of the basic infrastructure that the rest of us enjoy. That community also too doesn't have significant access to parks, so we're working on a few different plans to try to build more parks in that area as well, in cooperation with the school district.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the next question is, how is employment for people these days in your community?
Well, what's interesting in Chino Hills is we have a very educated population. Most of our adults have attended college. We have so we have a highly educated workforce available here, and many of the people travel outside of the community to get professional jobs. So the number of retail jobs and kind of more of those entry kind of level jobs has really expanded in the last 5 years or so. So the job growth has been very active, and we are looking forward to future job growth in the more professional kinds of areas. Local economists expect that the professional services have been highly available on the coast, attorneys, accountants, those kinds of things, architects. And they believe that the trend will be that those professions will begin to move out this way now that so much population has grown out this way. So at this point, that's what we would like to attract is additional professional type of jobs.
Now, what other community resources are available in the area? Are there doctors, clinics, things of that nature for the people?
Well, it's very interesting. We don't have a hospital in Chino Hills, so our residents do have to travel outside of the community to access a hospital, but we do have various renowned hospitals that are close in distance. We have many urgent cares and many office buildings that have become focused towards medical and dental kinds of uses. And an interesting note, the Great Indoors building over on the 71 and 60 is empty because the Great Indoors ended up closing that store quite some time ago. Kaiser Permanente has bought that facility, and we understand that they have plans in the future for making that a new location for the Kaiser facility, which will be a great asset to our residents and also to our commercial community as the people that go to those facilities, eat lunch and buy gas and those kinds of things.
Nice.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
That's great. And then, can you give any other further information about the community?
Well, I think one thing, we are kind of getting close to being a mature community. There is still some development yet to occur. We'll probably add, a couple thousand more houses in Chino Hills, but we're kind of hitting our mature level here now. So, what our focus is going to be is on trying to support our business community and trying to keep that community vibrant so that our residents have access to lots of opportunities here in the city to handle their daily activities, and medical is part of that. So, we have been talking to some development interests that are proposing possible medical uses along the 71 freeway. That corridor, they like the visibility that it provides. So I think in Chino Hills, we just try to encourage our residents to shop in Chino Hills, get their exercise in Chino Hills, and come interact with us here at the city and use our resources that we've created. We have a Healthy Cities program that we're currently taking a look at. And I think you'll see in the future some additional plans that would begin to create some community types of events that would encourage health, like a community walks and those kinds of things. But real strong sense of community here. There's a lot of groups doing great things for the community, and I think many people choose not to leave. If their house becomes too small, they try to stay in Chino Hills. So I think that's a great compliment to our city.
Now, could you tell me anything about the sign? It says voted 2012.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, there's a national award that we've received in the last 2 years. We have been named one of the 100 best communities for youth. And what that is it was started by Colin Powell, and it tries to encourage high graduation rates from high school. And so we have been selected because of our partnerships and that are with the school district and the county and programs at schools and library and all those things. One thing that's fun is our State of the City this year, the mayor does an annual speech, and one of the things that he focused on was how we start with the littlest kids and we have a Tiny Tots program for them, and then as they grow up we have Pee Wee Sports for them, and then as they begin to get older they can play baseball and soccer and all those things, and we have a really strong community with volunteers that support youth sports and soccer and baseball and service clubs and social activities and volunteer activities, and we have a really vibrant teen volunteer community in Chino Hills. There are various number of foundations, one being the Let It Be Foundation that encourages leadership from the youth. So all of these kinds of things together create an environment where we have, we believe that we've built a great infrastructure for supporting our youth and helping them to be successful. And the school district, the Chino Valley Unified School District, is renowned for distinguished schools, and they've achieved all kinds of national honors for the programs that they have. So
that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Well,
Glad you mentioned that. That's good.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Thank you so much for your time. That pretty much wraps up our little
You're
interview
welcome.
here.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thanks.
you.